Start streaming. And is it live? Is it live? Yes, we're live. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Polly.
Happy New Year, Weebo.
It is indeed. It is indeed a Happy New Year. How was your
Is
Happy
it?
New Year? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Indeed,
Are we actually
it
supposed
is
to be
indeed
happy? I
Happy
thought that was
New
just
Year.
a saying.
How was your
Is
Happy
it?
New Year? I can hear myself. Yeah. It's a new year. New you. New resolutions. It's on your list
indeed.
of things to do.
I was about to say, resolutions, you brought it up. What are yours? It is yours.
Same as every year. I'm gonna lose weight.
Same as every year, I'm going to lose weight.
I'm gonna go make it to the gym.
Yeah. So there's one of two possibilities. Either Weebo's really bad at keeping her resolutions, or she's wasting away into a skeleton of her former self.
Well, no, that's just the predominant one, but I mean it this year, because I have to mean it this year. I mean, I'll have some time next year, but I really gotta hunker down and get in the best shape of my life, so that I can, ruin everything when I finally get hitched in 2024. Because your girl got engaged.
Yeah.
And then immediately proceeded to, break the ring.
Did you seriously?
Well,
What and how?
I didn't actually do anything. The stone just started to kind of, come loose in the seating, so I had to take it to the jeweler's, and they have it for the next 2 weeks. And so,
They didn't give you a loaner?
Well, no, I had the promise ring to fall back on. So I've been wearing that instead.
Did you take off the promise ring? You just didn't wear both?
Yeah. That would have been a lot of ring. I don't have a lot of finger, Polly.
That's a lot of ring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I am certain that there are women out there wearing a promise ring, an engagement ring, and a wedding ring. I'm positive.
Do you see how much knuckle there is between my finger and my hand?
Yeah, that's limited real estate. Well, you can wear it on the other hand.
I could totally do that, but I think I think the promise ring does fit better. No, it doesn't. It does not fit better on the other hand. I actually think it fits worse. That might be a no-go. But yeah, so.
Huh.
Yeah, so, Super Nintendo is what we're calling him now. He's been making fun of me for breaking the ring already. He's like,
I'll bet.
I had it for
What
2
happens
weeks.
when you get rings off Wish.com on Nintendo?
No, he got it from Zales. Wish.com. That would no. But so I went over to the place where we got the ring, Zales, and I was like, my ring is broken. Can you fix it, please? Pretty please. And they had the roughest time finding the actual order in the system. And so I spent 2 hours on a work day during work hours in the mall, just helpless, while this guy tried to save my life, basically. So he called customer support, and then we got the order number and whatnot. And so we had the order, because I didn't have the order. I didn't make the order, obviously. I didn't have any information at all. And Super Nintendo was at work. I'm still getting used to that. Was at work in the giant Faraday cage that he works in. And so I couldn't call him for the information until later. And he's not coming up in the system. I give him the name, the email, the phone number, nada. And also the system crashes twice while they're doing this. They're looking up Super Nintendo's information and the order information.
Uh-huh.
And I'm freaking out because I'm first off, we didn't have the warranty at the time. We do now. You can get the warranty, mind you, get the warranty. Just get the warranty. When you check out, get the warranty. Just do it, all right? I made that mistake with the blinds. Super Nintendo made that mistake with the engagement ring. We've learned our lesson. We're gonna proceed onwards with that knowledge, and I'm gonna pass it on to everyone else. Get the warranty when you check out. All right, so you don't have to go back and try and get the warranty after you realize that the thing is broken or doesn't work, etc., etc., etc. Just get the warranty. So we ended up getting the warranty, which allowed us to actually place and find the order, and place like an order for a fixed job, which costs nothing because now it's covered by the warranty. And so they sent it out for 2 weeks. I'll get it back in like 12 days or whatever it is that they fix it. So yes, always get the warranty on expensive things. That is the lesson that we have learned. Oh, and the same day that I noticed the ring was loose, I also got a nail in my tire. So I was having like a 2-for-1 special that day.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that was my New Year. That was last week. That was my Thursday last week. I ended up having to work late because I had to flex time for so much time that day to get all these things taken care of, because they were time sensitive. Like, I need my car to do things, and that ring had like a deadline on when it could get warrantied and reassessed and whatnot. So yeah, how's your New Year's been, Polly?
Not doing so well over here. I got my vape, and I just like blew wind backwards through it to clean out the thing, and it spurted, and it hit me right in the eye. So I got super strong menthol e-juice with really high nicotine content right in the fucking eye, and it's burning.
Like really fast. Your eyeballs are actually one of the only self-cleaning organs on your body. So blink really fast. And
I'm blinking and it's watering. Believe me, I feel like I just got like an Arctic blast in the eyeball.
I bet. I bet. But other than getting menthol in the face, how you doing?
I could complain, but who'd listen?
I'm literally asking you. You just listened to my whole speech about my troubles within the new year. It's the least I could do.
Well, I also got engaged.
Really?
No, I'm very lonely.
I'm sorry. You're pulling my leg.
Well, as Neil McCauley would say, I'm alone, but not lonely.
Alone, but not lonely. That makes sense, I think. That's good, right?
It ain't bad.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So, but what New Year's resolutions did you end up going with? Aside from, I don't know, any of the obvious ones. Anyone that was like super out there?
I really want to create. I thought about it. Like, I thought maybe they should be YouTube-isms or real job-isms. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I wanted to do the Proxy Poly channel.
Yeah.
And do a speed run before the channel got shut down. See how quickly I could do it.
So, like, Proxy Poly speed run to see how quickly you can make content that gets you banned from YouTube?
Correct.
On that account.
That's right.
Just for funsies?
Yes. Well, I mean, the information, the stuff, the content that would be presented there would be solid and truthful and probably useful to some people, but I don't think it's the kind of thing YouTube would approve of.
What would you do if there was a child right in front of you?
I love that edit so much. And I love that I assigned it to specifically to the next 6 minutes' donation amount. Because he always donates the exact same amount.
Sure.
And so, obviously, he's got to have a special, unique donation for himself. So, that one was that. Thank you the next 6 minutes for the donation. Give Super Nintendo a high five for me when you get the chance. Thank you so much for all the resources for creative writing. You are the awesome for that. So many long-standing problems are getting fixed. Weebo rules and deserves all the subs. Yeah, Six is working on his, was it a book, or was it a comic book? Or was it somewhere in between? I can't remember precisely.
Books are real literature, Weebo. Quit trying to debase them.
I didn't say they weren't, but I'm trying to differentiate between, like, non-comic books and comic books. Like, nowhere in my statement did I say that comic book wasn't real literature. Like, why are you putting that on me? Bruh. Do I need to bust out my comic book collection? Because I will, to prove that I take that seriously.
I don't want to see your Nightwing fucking spank bank.
Yeah, no, I remarkably did not French a pit bull this year, so we're starting off better than we were last year. Thank you for being that boy, Shadow. You don't want my Nightwing spank bank, Polly?
Well, yeah, a bunch of drawn taut butts. I don't. What interest do I have in that?
There's some quality posteriors in that.
I believe you that for you there are.
Well, there's no denying that the man has the finest ass in all of comics.
I literally can't argue with you.
I know. I know. Daniel Fullman has asked me what I'm
Hold on,
drinking
what was
this
I going to say? We were talking about...
What
the hell were we talking about? We're talking about how I didn't get engaged, and then we're talking about...
And then you were talking about...
Oh, the speed run.
Yeah, the speed run channel. Yep.
Yeah, the speed run channel cancellation. Because I wanted to do the video on how to fully dismember a human body with nothing but a hobby knife.
You can mark it as educational, and I don't think YouTube would take it down.
I mean, because it's true. You don't need anything but a hobby knife. I mean, it would work better if you had larger things, but you could do all of it with a hobby knife. And people throw away whole bodies. Come on, you can get yourself an X-Acto knife, you lazy bastard. They sell them at 7-Eleven.
Do they?
Buy it with cash.
Do they really?
Yeah, you can get an X-Acto knife at 7-Eleven. If not Walmart.
I've never seen that.
You could do it with a box cutter, but you'd be better off with a hobby knife. Especially because a hobby knife blade is only, some, what, 1.25 inches long, if that.
Box cutter blades are a little bit longer, though. Like, you can adjust them. Or sometimes you can adjust them. It depends on the box cutter knife.
But it's how narrow the blade is to get in with the tendons, because it's all about the joints. You see, that's what you're doing with the hobby knife, is that you need to know how to get in at the joints and cut the connective tissue there, and the body just falls apart for you, man. It's pretty easy done.
Is this the kind of instruction that you were hoping to get speed run, like the end of an alternative channel for?
Say it again.
So what you were just describing here, is that the kind of commentary you were hoping to use in your speed run of getting banned on an alternative channel?
Correct. Yes, that was going to be the first video, is how to fully dismember a human body with a hobby knife.
Gotcha. So that was just like a preview.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's others. There's not just that.
I'm curious. What's the rest of the videos that you have planned for this alternative channel?
Red flags for escorts and escort agencies.
Wait, red flags that indicate...
Don't go there.
Oh, don't go there. As opposed to the ones that you would go to.
Assuming that you would be so disgusting, yes.
Well, Polly, don't judge, all right? Some gentlemen, all right? There are perfectly fine gentlemen out there who are just lonely and looking for company, all right? And they only use escort services for the conversation
discussion
of it. Yes.
Yes. No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, that's actually true. I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah. I mean, among other things, how is the form of payment going to be delivered? Ask when making the call, and it could be an independent escort or through an agency. It could be a false front independent escort who's actually working through an agency. There's numerous possibilities, and you can find out by when you make the call, as to what's going on there. For example, if the payment is referred to as a payment, okay, that's a huge red flag. Okay, donation should be the word that you're looking for. Number one. Furthermore, if they accept, or she particularly, or he, if that's your thing, accepts credit cards or debit cards, and they will be showing up with their own card swiping device, huge red flag. That's a no-no.
Right.
That's a great way to get your plastic cloned.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? There are dual-purpose devices that you can buy on Wish.com, actually, that either serve the purpose of actually working as a card reader, as a card reader, and all they do is read the card for cloning purposes. And then there's other ones that look identical that you plug into your Android or Apple phone, and they're a card reader, and they work as a payment processing card reader, but they also keep the data for card cloning. So it's up to you. You can buy whichever one you want. My point is that as a gentleman or lady procurer of such services, you don't want to be swiping your card in that way. Not because you're trying to keep secrets, although you might want to be, but no, it's about shadiness of said businesses.
Okay.
So there's all sorts of advice that I have. Next 6 minutes, thank you for the $2.42. It's a book. At some point, I will adapt it as a graphic novel series as my art improves. Also, hey man, I hope you've had a good 2023 so far. Missed the last Noir Bar, my bad. No problem, it was a drunken mess. 5.5 hours, that was Saturday.
Oof.
Sinatra showed up sober. He didn't leave like that.
He did not leave sober.
I also showed up sober. And no. I left not being able to operate machinery nor motor vehicles.
I would hope not.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, yeah, there's a Daniel Fullman. It's like, can you pay escorts with a check? No, you shouldn't be able to. It really should be a cash electronic transfer or cashier's check. If it's an agency, a lot of them will accept cashier's checks. But,
what about money order?
Money orders too, yeah.
Okay.
Any kind of negotiable species of funds are fine, which cashier's checks, money orders, because they're all negotiable species that are accepted at any major banking institution, so those are all fine. Just stay away from people with card readers.
Yeah.
And anyone who takes a check, because that's just insane. What's wrong with you?
Wait, no. Explain why paying with checks is a bad move.
2 reasons. One, you may know.
I've seen a lot of penises come out of black goo before, but never like that.
What?
Yeah, Mike Stacklaus is a national treasure.
Oh my God.
Far, thank you for the $3.50. This seems appropriate for the conversation, right? 2 reasons. One, you might want to maintain your anonymity, in which case giving over a personal check is about as stupid as it gets.
Okay.
But secondly, and this is more of the red flag. I'm not here trying to help people use escorts properly. Don't use escorts. That's disgusting.
Right. You're only telling them about the red flags of using the potential red flags of using an escort service.
Correct.
Very important.
Correct. I am not Coach Red Pill attempting to titillate young men with stories of, is anal sex with escorts okay? That creepy old fuck. He did a video on that. he does videos on all of that subject matter because he's creepy old weirdo. He's trying to be freaky, hanging out in a dark alley, Jordan Peterson.
Okay,
you know.
I have a follow-up question regarding Coach Red Pill after this conversation.
I don't know what Rocky's under. If that's what you're gonna.
That wasn't the question I was asking.
Oh, okay.
But like after, because it's probably gonna be a whole like rabbit hole situation.
Okay.
But continue.
The other thing is referred to as check washing. Goes by a number of other names. Most commonly check washing, where you can use a certain mild chemical solvent that makes ink soluble. So you leave everything on the check as is, except you very carefully sponge off using the check washing astringent, and it gets rid of the number, and then you write a new number in, and then cash it.
Sketchy.
Handing people personal checks that are sketchy as fuck, and know of such things, because checks have watermarks, they have security features, they're serialized, et cetera, right? So what are you going to do? Like photocopy up a bunch of checks? No, that's a bad move. And you want them associated with an account that actually has that money in it. So instead of paying over like random number $500, it's like, yeah, they can just add a number on or wash the whole thing off and add other number. You get the idea.
Right. I only ever use checks like I have a checkbook, okay? And I got the checkbook when we moved into the apartment. And I've used it all of twice to pay my dad my rent. And then I realized that I could just Zelle him my rent. And so I started doing that. I've never used a checkbook again. So.
Nice.
Yeah. I've gotten checks, though. Those are always fun. Birthday checks, Christmas checks.
Sure.
It's a good time.
Yeah, so that kind of material would be on polyproxy.
I don't think that would get you banned, actually. Like, not immediately. Maybe like several years down the road if you happen to piss off some giant community and they like came
I've
at
seen
you.
a lot of penises come out of black goo before, but never like that.
Far, thank you for the 350. On the topic of Coach Cringe, the original Polydub v Coach Red Pill animatic is close to, may be over 1,000 views, by the way.
Woo!
Yeah. You know, a lot of people
video
judge milestones of achievement on YouTube in different ways. Numbers of subscribers, whether they got their play button for a certain amount of subs, certain amount of views overall, certain amount of watch time overall. Everyone has their own yardsticks of gauging these things. My personal yardstick, and the one that I am still the proudest of, is that when I got more views on a video using my own name than Far got on her Coach Red Pill Polydub video. When I had surpassed her views on that video, I knew I had arrived.
You'd made it big.
Yes. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a legendary video, but that's what I mean. When you get more views and more watch time with your own name than somebody with an animatic got off of your own name, you've really arrived. I think that's a fair metric.
I think that's fair too. I measure my success in how close the view count is to 2016, 2017 numbers. And I've not been succeeding over the last 2 years, except for this recent video. It's actually doing pretty well.
I did watch that one, the period one. Yes.
Yes. I didn't think it was gonna do that well. One, because it's about freaking periods. And my audience is predominantly male. Like 99%, 99.5% male. Shocker, I know.
No, well, real quick, I just don't think you can trust that, because according to YouTube analytics, 100% of my audience is from the United States. Which isn't even possible. Yeah, that's actually impossible unless Far has been pulling an incredible scam for years. Terry Diamantis, you lots of Aussies watch, have Like, so meaning the number can't be 100%. There's Brits, there's, Canadians, there's, etc.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's not predominantly Americans. Okay, it is, but it's not 100 fucking, you can't trust those analytics. They're digital dice rolls they're throwing up there. Those numbers ain't real.
That's fair. It's either VPNs or Far has been faking an accent the whole time we've known her.
And she's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Well, DeShit has a point. VPNs, I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
And Far is VPNing it up like crazy so she can watch that really weird hentai she's into. But
Naturally.
Yeah.
As one does.
Don't we all?
But the VPNs, those make sense, but those would, land you in a different country all the time. But they're not going to change your gender, I don't think. So
well, I'm a woman.
Do you identify as a woman?
When I created my YouTube channel, I did.
Did you really?
I always do. I'm like a 65-year-old woman from fucking Peoria, Illinois.
Why Peoria? I've been to Peoria. It's not a great place.
I didn't name it because it was a wonderland of excitement. It's one of those places that are like go-to references. Schenectady, Peoria,
Schenectady. Say that word
Wabash. What's the other one? Butte, Montana. I don't know where I got these things from.
I would have gone with Sandwich, Illinois, for the record, just because it's funny.
Yeah, people always say like podunk wherever or buttfuck wherever, and I say no. Name a place.
Schenectady.
Schenectady. I've loved that name since I was a kid. I don't know why.
Yes, you do. It sounds fantastic.
It does sound fantastic. I don't know what it is. Like, if you can say it, it's fun.
It hits all the sweet spots of like the vernacular coming out of your face. Schenectady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Fulman's got a point. Walla Walla, Washington. That's a good one too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Okay, so my follow-up question before we get too far away from the topic of Coach Red Pill.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is worse overall for lonely young men? Andrew Tate or Coach Red Pill?
Lonely young men who are buying into said person's stuff and things.
Right, of course, yes.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
If they're buying into it, that's
if
the
they're
key
buying
thing.
into it.
Yeah, Andrew Tate's far worse.
Okay.
Because it's more money out of your pocket with all you would have to do if you were a Coach Red Pill fan and taking advice off of this guy is go to your friends or whoever that's in your circle and just say, this guy's on point, this guy's talking the real, and play a Coach Red Pill video. And it's like, it's some pan-European guy named Gonzo. What the fuck? Why are you listening? Like, you would be immediately mocked by your friends right out of it. Like, Coach Red Pill is, I believe, in my opinion, grown out of much faster than someone like Tate, where Tate's coming at you with a lot more.
Well, first off, he's got all the Bugattis. So a guy who has like 33 Bugattis can't be wrong in life.
Yeah, well, okay. As far as like, is he telling people women are bitches? I mean but that's like low tier, right? It's like, yeah, he's saying that. It's like women are dogs, women are this, women are that. Yeah, okay. He's saying women are all these horrible things. Coach Red Pill is. Andrew Tate's like, women are all these horrible things, and here's how you get the pussy.
Yeah.
Right, like, so he's leading them down a garden path where Coach Red Pill is just like, it's low tier because he's just talking about titillating things. He's just talking about salacious material. Let's talk about anal sex. Let's talk about escorts. Let's talk about, trap. Let's talk about. So, it's Jerry Springer with none of the production value and no guests. It's just lame.
It really is. I used to be subscribed to Coach Red Pill because I thought, like, eventually he'd say something just truly unhinged and I'd have to make a video on it. And then I never actually started watching any of his videos because I couldn't bring myself to actually sit through them
Yeah.
at all. So I think
And
I unsubscribed.
yeah, and all of his stuff where he gets real anal is it is all paywalled on Patreon.
Yeah.
Next 6 minutes, thank you for the $1. Polly, are you suggesting Nice Hikes stream co-host Terry Diamantis from Australia isn't really Australian? His accent is fake? Polly, my world doesn't make sense anymore. I'm freaking out, dude. His accent may be fake, but his voice certainly is not. That is a real sensation of angels dancing on your eardrums whilst he speaks. Have you ever heard Terry Diamantis talk? It's angelic.
I think I have. I must have at some point. But, like, I couldn't put a voice to the name. I could barely put faces to names in my real life. So, I would be impressed if I could online. Far as asking genuinely because she doesn't know who Andrew Tate is. Well, he just recently got arrested for human trafficking in Romania. Or on human trafficking charges, I believe also. Or, no, I think it was organized crime with a focus on human trafficking. And he's been raided a couple other times for similar charges in the past. And
yeah, all related to his cam girlisms, his cam girl business.
I don't think that's... I would be surprised if that was all that there was.
Oh, I think it spreads beyond that. Like, it's like related to his cam business in the sense of like, you ain't allowed to leave. Give me your passport. You know, in other words, like pulling full on,
right?
Government of Qatar level bullshit. Yeah, so
and
it's like
defrauding them with the tax. Like, he literally admitted to lying to the women about how much they were actually making and telling them it was a tax discrepancy. So instead of them making 50%, like they had agreed, they're only making like 30% to his 70%.
Because I have to pay taxes, and then it self-admits, but I never paid taxes anyway because I just turned it all into Bitcoin.
Right. So there's that aspect, but like it's just a whole smorgasbord of thing, and I'm very intrigued to see what comes out from the case because apparently they've been investigating him since April in Romania. And that's impressive because he's literally bragged online about moving to Romania because of the corruption and shit you can get away with in Romania. Which,
it's true, and considering that he even got arrested at all, tells you a lot about the level. Well, at least indicates, the level he was operating on. But because it is Romania, you gotta wonder whether. I do anyway. People are like, when this guy gets to court, if he gets to court, I don't think he's going to see the inside of court. I don't know, but I'm also pessimist about these things.
I think he will. I think he made himself too much of a name in Romania and humiliated the Romanian authorities to such a degree that they can't look the other way.
That is a fair assessment. It's in a corrupt place where somebody can get away with anything. It's like, as soon as you've got enough light on you that's making them look bad, they're going to make an example out of you in a very corrupt fashion.
Exactly. They'll probably.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
They'll probably throw the book at him, but like in every way that they can. I wouldn't be surprised if there were charges in the mix that he didn't actually commit, but they were just kind of manufactured to kind of send a message. If that makes sense.
No, it does. And corrupt ass Romania corruption going both ways, getting you off and hemming you up. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hear you. It's a fair point.
Mm-hmm. So, like, the other thing that's super ironic to me is, like, okay, so he bragged about this, and he's supposed to be, like, God's gift to pussy everywhere.
Top G.
and he's top G. But like, if you're top G, you don't have to constantly brag about being top G. You don't have to tell everyone you're top G. The beauty of the nature of his grift is that he has to self-report on himself, which is just exactly the kind of thing that's going to get him in trouble and be his undoing. It is literally hubris.
I believe it is hubris, but if he himself didn't report on it, who would? Like, because of the kind of individual he is, it has to be nonstop self-promotion. Right. Nothing against Keemstar, but if Keemstar didn't endlessly, persistently self-promote, who would have?
Right, exactly.
Do you understand? So I'm not saying it isn't hubris. It's also a necessity for someone like that.
Right.
Like Hustlerversity and all that.
Hustler University,
yeah. Yeah, you're paying $50 a month for a Discord. You know what? The fact that you don't know who this guy is tells me you haven't been watching your Charlie videos, or otherwise you would know.
I'm impressed that you know as much as you do, because, like, I thought I was going to have to, like, quick give you a recap of everything that's been going down, but I've been following this for the last, like, 6 months, because it's just so intriguing to me, and also...
I got the files. I know shit you...
Okay, alright. It's tangentially related to a video that I'm also working on.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is. Not specific to Andrew Tate, but it has Andrew Tate elements involved in it. Because he's got that whole, like, masculine stoicism and how to be a man aspect to him that's becoming very popular in the Red Pill community, and I think it's detrimental.
I wouldn't say stoicism is the right word. Sigma male,
yeah.
Hyper masculine, like, all the bitches, I own all the things, and please, if you're going to do the video, put in the mix the conversion to Islam.
That's the other thing too. Okay, all right, okay, yes. Well, okay, so I'm not doing anything on, like, specifically Andrew Tate. I might do, like, a deep dive into the man, but that'll be later down the road, and it'll be a deep dive. But you know what's fucking funny about that? Andrew Tate converting to Islam is that, you know what's super haram in Islam?
Almost everything he does, but more than anything, the shirk, calling himself God.
Calling himself God, no, but also the gambling is super haram, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
And he owns a fuck ton of casinos in Romania.
Yeah. And keep in mind, his casinos are like me setting up a few gaming tables in the house I have. That's still a casino. Still. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not. It's just
still haram.
Don't think Taj Mahal. Don't think,
right.
You know, the MGM Grand. No, that's not the casino he owns. He owns a gaming room where people can come and do absolutely full-on illegal gambling. But it's fucking Romania, so everybody, you know, who gives a fuck? Yeah. One giant red light district. Exactly.
So there's that, but also, like, the countless copious amounts of sex and degeneracy with the webcamming business.
Yep.
Definitely haram.
Oh, haram as hell. And how many online, high-profile Muslim apologists with massive followings have either A, interviewed him when he converted to Islam, or B, supported him after the fact by saying the Matrix is just coming after this guy, and using that language. It's hysterical. Daniel Kikachu, Muhammad Hijab, what's his name? Ali Dawa, all of them. Like, all of the big 1 million plus Muslim apologist, 1 million plus follower Muslim apologists that are on they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on YouTube, they're on Twitter. And Muhammad Hijab interviewed him, and that was the video where he said, yeah, I have converted to Islam. I've taken the shahada, the claim you said, the phrase you say to commit yourself to Islam. Mm-hmm. There is no God but this fake made up thing that's a ripoff of Judaism and Christianity, and pedophilic 7th century caravan robber is his prophet. That's not exactly how it goes. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, that feels like a paraphrase. Every time you describe his long, it's always so charitable, Polly. He thinks you might be a little bit biased.
Biased or honest?
I'll leave that to the chat to decide.
Assassin with a great hashtag, not a paraphrase.
Oh. Yeah, no, everything that I learn about Andrew Tate progressively has been against my will, but also so fascinating from a cringe perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Like-
I wonder where that guy's going to end up if he cannot keep. It's like the crypto bros that are online running crypto scams. That if you watch CoffeeZilla, Weebo, I just got into CoffeeZilla through Charlie.
Yeah.
Start watching Charlie again. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, far.
What?
Yeah, far.
Yeah, she's not up to date on the content. She hasn't watched that chapter in I don't know how long. Barely Sociable, the greatest creator on YouTube, next to myself, Sinatra, and Omegon, and Weebo Jones, has 2 new videos out. Far hasn't seen either one of them. I mean, she's just. Oh, you've been watching CoffeeZilla too? Good on you, Far.
Okay.
Up top.
Good.
Yeah, no, you would enjoy CoffeeZilla in a big way. So, who's CoffeeZilla? For those who don't know, content creator, has gotten big spikes in attention recently because of the quality of his content. Does investigations, is very much into, I'm going to say exposing, but we're not talking exposing in terms of desperate to expose something that doesn't really how can I say it nicely? Because I don't want to call it any names, because there's a lot of people that are like, if you got to produce 2 videos a week, right? And your main shtick is exposing stuff, you're going to end up overreaching, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
by the time you watch the 20-minute video that's on exposing something, it's like, that's it? That's all you got? Well, yeah, they've got a deadline, and so they were kind of grasping at straws a little bit. CoffeeZilla, on the other hand, will spend the time, like 6 months or whatever. He's got 5 or 6 different investigations on the go. I would even qualify him as a journalist with the level he goes to, because he does interviews, document analysis, et cetera, et cetera. And plus, he's entertaining to watch, like an interesting person to watch. And it's a lot of it's about crypto. A lot of it's about scams, and so many scams online relate and revolve in and around crypto, at least tangentially. It's like watching Upper Echelon Gamers. It's like, you'd think a channel that was a gaming channel wouldn't be so deep in talking. Both channels I think you would really like, Weebo. Upper Echelon, he cut off Gamers and just called it Upper Echelon now, and CoffeeZilla. Both absolutely worth checking out, just to see if you dig it.
I think I did watch him talking to the guy Sam. What's his face? The weird face. In the recent crypto scandal.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did recently watch an interview with him that he did. So I'm familiar, but I wasn't subscribed. I just subscribed, so.
You know what? That's a funny thing. Talk about like YouTube going downhill and whatnot. It is, and the ability for. There's an interesting phrase that's a totally made up word. Monetization, in the way that we use it, or to monetize something, isn't really a word, but it totally is now, if you know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Discoverability.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's
an
totally gonna be a word soon, like in the dictionary.
You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly.
Yeah.
It's used all the time, and it's like, what does that even mean, though? If you're a content creator and you're looking for a come up, discoverability is, I mean, that's front and center for you in terms of what you're looking for and looking at.
Mm-hmm.
What platforms have higher discoverability than others? You start on one platform because it's got a higher degree of discoverability. I mean, people can find your content starting out of nowhere on YouTube without a company promoting you. It is so difficult compared to 2014, 15, 16 to even be found, because the algorithm suppresses that content deliberately, not because it's trying to hate on you, but functionally that's what ends up happening. But because it's trying to promote the shit out of certain people, and since there's only certain top spots to get promoted to, organic promotion, like through just people watching your videos, therefore it bubbles up. No, that don't happen no more. Oh, you like this general kind of content, we're going to recommend this other thing to you. If I hadn't been watching Charlie, meaning Far's the one who introduced me to Charlie, so I always knew him as Charlie until one time Far went, you know his name, like, he doesn't go by Charlie, he's Moist Critical. And I'm like, he's what? I just always knew him as the fast-talking, insightful guy with the beard. Yeah, Charlie. I had no idea that he had this massive reputation in the gaming sphere, in esports, on Twitch, etc. as Moist Critical. I was completely ignorant of the whole thing. But that tells you something about discoverability, right? Like I said, if Faran suggested, oh, click on that guy, he's actually funny, and then it's like, oh yeah, fuck, this guy's hilarious and informative and interesting, etc.
Yeah. But
from him to CoffeeZilla, as much true crime stuff as I watch, investigative stuff as I watch, CoffeeZilla has never come up. I've never seen it once. If it wasn't for Charlie mentioning him a number of times, I never would have went over to his channel. Holy shit, CoffeeZilla's pulling over 1 million views per video. What do you mean he didn't bubble up? Talk about bad discoverability.
I don't know. Is it bad discoverability if he's getting 1 million videos? Or maybe you're just like... Oh, wait, no. These are 1 million videos in the last 2 months. So maybe it... I'm on the channel right now. So maybe it's a case of, like, he just started blowing up.
It is true. I was looking at his video, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, like his video backlog, and he is like on a come up. Like his stuff is spiking if you were to look at it. And as Platty just mentioned, he just did a 3-part Logan Paul year-long thing into Logan Paul's crypto thing, Zoo Crypto, or I forget his crypto coin related to the
And Logan Paul responded, which gave him even more discoverability.
Dumbest thing he could have done.
I know, right?
He could have let it go, and Logan Paul fans have no idea who the fuck CoffeeZilla is.
No.
For the most part. He could have just wrote it out, man. It would have been no problem.
He responded, and then he took the video down.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Within like 24 hours.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure.
The only person that I know that did an organic come up out of nowhere to the point where it was suspicious is Barely Sociable. Here's a guy who only had like 4 or 5 videos at that point, didn't have a second channel, and he had 500,000 subs and was getting 2 million views on his videos, and it's like, who are you? Barely so, like, it seems suspicious, you know what I mean? But like, no, it was pure organic come up because his quality is just that fucking peak. In case you can't tell, he's like my YouTube content creation hero, next to, of course, Omegon, Sinatra, and Weebo.
I'm looking.
Yeah, okay. Far says, I'm still waiting for Charlie to talk about the video takedown. That was news to me that he even took it down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Nurse Felice's here. Hey, how you doing?
I think. Well, let's see. Let's go to Logan Paul's channel. Let me grab the thing. I didn't actually see that it went down. I just saw someone mention it on the YouTube sphere. And... Oh, wait, no, it's not Christmas anymore. Go away.
But I like this background. It's... Oh.
I know.
Remember when I got so caught up in that it was real? You said you were going to bed, and I was like, you better put that oh, wait. Don't put that fire out. It's digital. It's fine.
Right.
It was immersive, Weebo. It sucked me in. I believe.
I know. I'm so sorry. As seen on Netflix. Okay, so Moist Critical. We want Logan Paul. Let's see.
Damon, you misspelled my name and Drunkle's.
Hey, what?
Wow. This is what Paulie forgot Drunkle too, in terms of my favorite creators. No, I didn't forget Drunkle. Drunkle may be accidentally temporary overlooked, but never forgotten.
Yeah, no, he took the video down because it would have been like up 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
What a... Oh, man.
Yeah.
As Charlie would say, what a turbo puss.
Oof.
Hey, Cryptic's here. How you doing, Cryptic?
Hey.
One day you'll have to have your own study, Paulie. I kind of do it as a day job. Don't really know if I want to.
Don't you
really
like
know if I
have a
wanna carry
whole
on.
house to yourself?
Yeah.
Isn't like one of the bedrooms?
Oh, okay.
Couldn't that,
Look.
or do you have? Is it just like a one bedroom?
Sometimes when you live the life that I live, you kind of just... I thought he meant study, like produce, like, because we were talking about investigative videos. You're going to have to do your own deep dive study into something. That's what I thought he meant. Not study as in like room. No, you're right. You're right. I do need a wood wall paneled study with a fireplace and books. And Weebo and I have talked about this extensively previously.
We have our
we
dream studies planned out.
Yeah, and the key to any quality dream study is not the banker's table with the banking light and the classic green blotter, though some people think so. It's not the high-backed leather chair, although that is very nice. It is the ladder leading up to the bookshelf on the top that rolls along the shelf. That is the key.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The rolly ladder is of the utmost importance. If you don't have a rolly ladder, you don't have a proper study. Sorry.
Yes. Yep.
We make the rules.
Some people call it super villainy. I'm willing to accept the label. Just because Lex Luthor had one doesn't mean it's not okay.
Exactly. I mean, not all supervillains have bad ideas or wholly evil ideas. All right. I mean it. Fosh Dishit. I was talking about Logan Paul's video response to Coffeezilla. That went down. That has come down. Because he did like a clap back.
Yeah.
Like a response to Coffeezilla, and he took it down. So it's no longer up there. Just to clarify. Coffeezilla's videos are all up there. But Logan Paul's video was taken down. Because he did respond. Just to clarify. Anyway.
The approach that Logan Paul took to it was... I mean, Logan Paul's no... whatever you want. He's no newbie to internet stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how did you think, like, the approach was so lame? And I'm not... Listen, I wouldn't know how to deal with the levels of drama that Logan Paul deals with simply by the sheer amount of eyes he has on him. Okay, that's next level. But he is that guy. He has lived with that amount of eyes on him. Coffeezilla produces this 3-part thing demonstrating this thing that you supported, you put your own money in, et cetera, you backed, and your response to it and the trailer upcoming release of information, right? Oh, hey, I'm going to do this response to this, and I'm going to debunk everything that this guy said about me, is a video of a broken coffee cup on the ground, of you sitting there dressed up like Coffeezilla, so the suspenders and the coffee cup sitting at a desk with a green screen behind you, because that's how Coffeezilla rolls in his videos. All right. That was supposed to be, oh shit, here it comes. And then when the video finally comes out, it is short, does not refer to any of the points of contention and any of the assertions. And you say, none of it's my fault. After all, I hired criminals to do this. And it's like, wait, you're admitting that? Oh, yeah, Farr already said it. It's not my fault. It's these criminals I hired. Yeah, exactly. That's your actual response?
Yeah.
Like, did you know that these guys had been arrested? No, Paul, like, and I'm not trying to give the guy lessons. He shouldn't need lessons. He should be giving us lessons on how to not do stupid shit online. Like I said, he's no newbie to this shit. How the fuck are you face planting like this? It should have been, I had no idea who these guys were. The vetting that I did have done was obviously shit. I'm changing team members around me because I am incensed that this has happened.
Now can I kill myself? Fuck you! I'm done!
Cryptic, thank you for the $5. I decided to get a termite as a pet. I named him Clint. Clint eats wood. I dig it. I dig it. I'm okay with it.
I'm a big fan of dad jokes, puns.
Oh yeah, I was alright with it.
I haven't actually seen the Logan Paul response, to be quite honest. I just know that it went down. Is it worth watching the responses to the response?
Is it just him talking about the response?
Well, no, okay, so
I
like,
didn't quite catch that.
I know that a couple of people have watched Logan Paul's, like, response. And that's probably the only way that I'm going to be able to watch Logan Paul's response is if I watch response videos to the response.
Right.
Because he took it down. Unless there exists
Mirrors.
a re-upload or a mirror somewhere that I don't know about. In which case, then send it on over. I'll watch it.
I would agree with Far. Watch Charlie's, like watch Moist Criticals. Penguins, rather. Watch Penguins. Like that's the channel name, Penguins Zero.
I figured that was who we were talking about, but I was like...
Yeah. Yeah, I was calling him Penguins for a while, and then Charlie, and then it's like, his name's actually Moist Critical, and I'm like, what the fuck are you
Make up your damn mind!
Yeah, his video pretty much covers it, and covers the key parts in terms of showing the video and saying, listen to this guy, if you know, and it's not that long of a video anyway, so there isn't that much to show.
Okay. Duly noted.
So the reason I bring up those various people is like, yeah, YouTube discoverability is horrible, and yes, there is a lot of trash content on YouTube. I mean, look at that Polydub guy's channel. Woo! Smut Central.
I don't know, man. He did that, like, really great video collab with Weebo Jones, and, you know, if he just did more of those and put them out, like, actually, I think he'd be sitting pretty.
You know, you say that, you know, on YouTube Studio, it'll show you, like, what videos have been watched over the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
50 views in one day for the most ambitious crossover event in history. Remember when we did that?
Yeah.
For some reason, 50 people watched that in one day. I don't know why.
Because it's fantastic. It was top quality.
But it is something Far and I have talked about a number of times. If you know the channels, and unfortunately you have to know them, it's not like they're gonna, like, the quality is gonna bubble to the top organically, if you know what I mean. You have to, like, go find it or have heard of it. The documentary stuff from, like, true crime, you know, Mike from that chapter, even Stephanie Harlow's stuff, even though she gets a little too editorial for my liking, really, really high quality true crime stuff, better than anything you're going to find on Discovery ID, their true crime exclusive channel. In terms of quality of content, you're going to have a better time watching that. In terms of just overall documentary style stuff, CoffeeZilla's better at exposés than most fucking journalists, and more energy was put in, and it's one guy. And then for overall quality of depth of research, quality of presentation, how the fuck do you be barely sociable? And again, it's one guy. There is down the rabbit hole. Holy shit, Frederick Noonson, his stuff is peak. Kicks the hell out of most of everything on Discovery Channel. It just blows my mind that top-level documentarians with big contracts and whatever can't do the job that individuals with ambition and a skill set they built themselves are able to do. Love to see it.
I have
Love
to
see it.
think that in part the reason why is because it's one individual's vision, and because it's that person's vision, they have entirely all the say in what happens to it. The standards are all their own, because like if you have too many chefs in the kitchen, right, some things don't get done to the highest standard that is like what something else is brought up to. Like, so there are a lot of people involved in the discovery projects. Probably not everyone takes that job as seriously as like some other guy, but like if this is your whole job and this is your life, you take a certain amount of pride in it and you want it to be as excellent as possible, you're going to deliver outstanding content. If it's just you're a one-man band, because likely your standards are so freaking high, you know? You're not going to be lazy about it, because it's a reflection. It is fully a reflection on you.
You know what? You know what? I consider that a reasonable assessment, and also I think one of the most intentional backhanded slaps across the face at professional documentarians. Like I said, unintended. I don't think you meant to do that, but that's what ends up happening as a necessary consequence of what you just said. It's like these people give a damn. Mm-hmm. They care. Exactly. Whereas when you do your job,
micromanaging gets results. That's all I'm saying. Listen.
I love that. Like, Barely Sociable created a second channel, Slightly Sociable. It's just, well, my favorite second channel name, and I'm not even trying to blow rainbows at you, is yours, Weebo Incognito. I'm sorry, that's just funny.
I don't use it. I should use it.
I still think it's the best pun peak name for a second channel. It's good. Indeed. Yeah, you should use it.
I should. Maybe I'll start reposting my media reviews on that channel.
Yeah. The Slightly Sociable channel, Barely's second channel, is for his stuff that was, get this, not good enough for the main channel, or that didn't have a full and complete end to the story. He wasn't able to, in his research, because of the nature of what it was, it hadn't come to an end yet in terms of the law enforcement investigation, or where he was able to take the information or whatever. It didn't come to he wasn't able to tie a bow on it or draw a line at the bottom of it. Are you being...
Do you hear that?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Then the noise canceling is fantastic, because it sounds like Super Nintendo's computer is about to take off into outer space.
Really? The fans just came on turbo mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he hears it. He hasn't noticed I looked at him yet.
And the stuff that's up on the Slightly Sociable channel, all of that content is fucking peak. Like, it's so fucking key. I watched that stuff, and Fars watched it with me. Mm-hmm. I'm simultaneously elated and angry at this man.
Why? Because you're jealous?
Yes.
That's fair.
The correct word is envy, not jealousy, okay?
Isn't jealousy when you covet that which you do not have, and envy is the same thing?
No, envy is what you just said.
Yeah.
Covet what you don't have. Jealousy is acting enviously and overprotectively of something you already possess but have a fear of losing. So the easiest way to think of it is like, just right, seems like too subtle of a distinction. So who is she? Where'd you meet her? How old is she? Are you jealous? You're cute when you're jealous.
Okay.
Right, it's somebody is acting defensively and protectively of something that they're afraid to lose. They're acting jealously.
Okay, whereas envy is just...
Yeah, I wish I had what that person has.
Okay.
You don't already have it, but you have avarice for it. You have a desire for it.
Okay. And then territorialness is when you're like, that's fucking mine, don't touch it.
Yeah, I would be interested in seeing what a linguist would say is the distinction between territorialism over people and things and jealousy. They might be interchangeable terms.
I disagree, and I've always disagreed with that. I feel like there is a difference between jealousy and territorialness.
Okay.
Because, like, jealousy is something over... is like a feeling that you get over something that's not yours, versus territorialism is a feeling that you get over something that you already consider to be yours. Or... That sounds bad, because it sounds like ownership, and you shouldn't encourage the ownership of people, but you get what I mean, right?
I get what you mean, but it's still, like, jealousy is the idea is that this thing is already yours or attached to you or whatever, like seeing El Nintendo talking to, some woman is being overly flirtatious with him and he's not responding, you're still going to go stand beside him and be like, what,
territorial.
bitch?
Be like, you want something?
Oh yeah, this shit's right. I do have a territorial donation. That's true. This is America. We don't share land here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not territorial. That's just patriotic.
That's different. That's
Yeah.
relinquish.
And it's, pointing out communism for what it is. Ridiculous nonsense.
Indeed.
That's easily handled with a lever action rifle.
Indeed, indeed. Most problems are, though, Polly. Most problems in life can be solved by by a rifle.
You know what, Weebo?
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about it before.
Hmm.
But I think a lever action rifle would be up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not sure why.
Oh,
But I don't know.
Well, that's the next gun I'm gonna get, is a rifle. Oh, but it wasn't necessarily gonna be lever action. I can make it happen. Wait, that's the one where you go like
What?
you
Well,
use
not like
the
that.
slide thingy, right?
No, that's a bolt action.
Oh, that's a bolt action. So which little is the lever with the underside?
Yeah, it cants like a lever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I shot both. I just didn't realize that was the difference.
Because
in
I don't
names.
know, like I pictured Chad Dad getting up in the morning and mounting his steed and grabbing his Winchester 1894 and riding off to fix some fence posts or whatever. I don't know. I figured you would have shot a lever action before.
I think that's actually what he has, and I think I have shot his lever action. I think he has a 22 lever action. I don't know what, like, you can ask him if you want.
I'm gonna guess it's a. What's Chad Dad? It's probably a Henry.
What? I hope he's not asleep yet. What kind of...
Oh yeah,
rifle?
6. You're not wrong. A Henry and 45 long Colt, classic. Classic.
Curious. Yeah, I haven't shot that thing in many, many moons, because I have my own guns now. And I'm getting really good at shooting. At least
I am
one
not
of them.
saying lever action. Who says lever action?
Lever to beaver.
Do people actually say lever action? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't work in a gun store. I only have 2 guns.
And therein lies the problem.
I'm working on it, okay? They're expensive, and I'm saving up for a house.
It's true.
And now
That's
a
why I
wedding.
need to reinstigate and institute the PPPP.
Poly pistol.
Procure a pistol for Poly project.
Ah. The quadruple P.
Yes. Donate early and often. You too could help spare an otter an anxious night of sleep by helping him get a pistol so he can rest peacefully.
Don't you already have, like, several?
We don't. Shh. That's bad marketing. Look, 6 has a PPK. Why can't I have one?
You can have one. Just not right now.
I want one.
Polly's, procure a pistol for Polly PPK. Fun.
Yeah, we could go with 6 Ps up in that motherfucker if we wanted to. Procure a PPK for Poly Project.
That's what she said. Can someone put that in the quote room section of the Discord, please, and thank you.
Cryptic misses is M16A4. Yeah, I'll bet you do. It's got the one with the fun switch.
Mm-hmm.
You bastard.
I get to go shooting twice next month, actually.
Oh yeah, I saw your most recent target.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to respond. Looking good, looking good. Look at that. Look at those groups shrinking.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. She wants me to, the range lady that I've been going to, she wants me to move back targets now.
Yeah, as well she should. 5 is a little close, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's the old school way of getting your marksmanship dead on, and there's a lot to be said for it. It is I shouldn't say anti. It is so basic compared to modern training techniques because so you have a bunch of entrepreneurs, and I have nothing against entrepreneurialism, but one of the things about it is that you need to have something that you can trademark. So when you train somebody, that they don't go start your worst fear is that they're going to dilute the market more than it already is by, I've trained somebody several times, they've taken the course, they've gotten quite good, they went home with the training regimens that I taught them, and then they start taking their own students.
Yeah.
And the way that they look at it is you're eating off my plate, that this is a zero-sum game, there's only so many people that need training, and now you're taking those students on.
Right. And
so they try and trademark stuff, and I get the idea, but whatever. So they try to trademark. You can't trademark physical movements. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you can trademark names. So they try and name everything and come up with these complicated training regimens that you're probably not going to remember. And in my opinion, although this is a cynical one, they're so complicated that while you're there, you're increasing in proficiency. But the best trainers will give you regimens that you can go home and continue on with to increase your marksmanship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, set you up for success, in other words.
Yeah.
For continued success, because marksmanship is a use it or lose it skill. That skill does degrade when left fallow. You know.
Right. Yeah. It's not just like riding a bike.
Well, I thought it's like riding a bike. You never forget until I got on a bike for the first time since I was 14 when I was in my mid-20s. And okay, I was able to stay upright. Not much more than that. I remember hopping curbs and popping wheelies and shit. And it's I was get myself killed if I tried that again.
Yeah. This was the target. Obviously, that's a lot closer than 5 yards, but yeah. I think at a certain point I was just going right through the hole and not making any actual...
The best shooting you can possibly do is you put one hole in the paper, and then every subsequent bullet goes through that hole.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck doing that. But if you've ever heard the phrase one ragged hole, that's what they're referring to. You're just making that one hole ever so slightly bigger as it's a little bit off from the other one. And if you have really accurate rifle shooting at 100 yards, yeah, you'll be able to produce one ragged hole with an accurate rifle easily.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'd ever have a problem with rifle shooting because of the long barrel and the ability to sight up really easily. It's the handguns that I'm having a difficulty with, and specifically the short barrel one. My camber is giving me issues. I didn't even shoot it this time because I wanted to sink bullets into the Beretta.
Bear Bear says, I like the word fallow. Good choice, Polly. I rarely get to use it. I like to when I can. I got to say the word gossamer the other day. I was so happy.
That is a good word, too.
I said it to Nurse Khaleesi. I got to use the word gossamer in a sentence.
Yeah.
You got to work. So it's a rare circumstance when that word is called for. The oldest of old techniques is for marksmanship, whether it be with archery or firearms, you name it, any kind of projectile, anything, slingshots, is start real close, let's say 3 yards. And people say 3 yards, that's way too close. Right, because most shooting encounters happen much further away, right?
Right, yeah,
But
totally. You're just going to snipe from a distance every time.
yeah, but when you're at 3 yards, you're actually going to see the paper, if it doesn't have a cardboard backing or plastic backing, push away from you because of the muzzle blast. You know what I mean?
Right.
But whatever it is you're aiming, like whether it be the 10x or just the center oval that you're looking at there with your silhouette targets, 10 out of 10 rounds into that oval. And as soon as the first time you're able to nail 10 out of 10 rounds, you move it back 1 yard. Now it's at 4 yards. Now try it again. And it's like, oh, you're only getting 8 or 9. Okay. You keep shooting until you can get 10 out of 10. The very first time you get 10 out of 10 in there, you move it back another yard, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And it's way too simple for modern trainers. They'll laugh at it. They'll say that's stupid. Well, right. Because it's not part of your really expensive trademark named hyper technical, whatever. We're talking about just pistol fundamentals. You know, focusing on the front sight, proper grip, an isosceles stance, not overextending and locking your elbows, squeeze, don't pull the trigger, the fundamentals, and being able to get shots on target. Then start worrying about transitions. That when you're able to get 10 out of 10 at 10 yards, now you're really shooting fucking straight and you have recoil management under your belt. Now you can do stuff like transitions. Now you can do stuff like El Presidente drills and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. That's actually how I trained on the bow when I first started out. It was just like super close up, hit as many as I could right into. We had like one of those straw targets with a deer drawn on it. So I would aim for the heart, and as many as I could get like in that tight of a grouping. Sometimes they didn't quite stick because I think I was using a 25-pound when I started out, and definitely up close they stick, but like as you get further away, they stop sticking into the target, and thus it became a little bit of a problem to rely on the stick method, if it's sticking in. So I had to upgrade the poundage, but it was a progressive move away from the target and get better accuracy process. Slow going, but it works. And that's kind of what I'm doing here is like I'm sinking as many bullets as I can into the 5 yard, and then I move back to like the 10 yard and the 15, 20, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Dragoness, I don't think anybody would disagree with what Assassin of the Grey said in terms of dry fire practice. That's it right there. The only thing I would add on to it is if you really want to take dry fire to a really good level, I think Weebo, you bought the book Refinement and Repetition by Steve Anderson.
Oh, are you talking about what I was doing while I was shooting?
No.
Oh. Then no. I don't know why you think that.
Dry fire is when you're at home and
Yeah.
you're not firing live rounds.
Yes.
You're doing, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a number of different regimens and techniques where it's stuff like draw the pistol from, assuming you're doing holster stuff, right? Draw the pistol from the holster. Do not put your finger on the trigger. Just get used to drawing the pistol, focusing on the front sight, having it land on the target, and that's it. And then hold the gun back to the holster. The regiment's designed to break down each one of the movements and reconstruct, as it were, your pistol draw. And you do that till you've got it cold, because if you're pulling your pistol out and you haven't really learned how to focus on your front sight, you're thinking about like 5 things at once, right? Your grip, only put your finger on the trigger as it's extending, and then how to squeeze, don't pull, blah 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 blah. There's all these things that are going into it, so he breaks it down one step at a time. But Assassin of the Grey is absolutely right. Slow. That was and he wrote it in caps, and he was absolutely right to do so, because the cardinal phrase that everyone repeats and few people pay attention to. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Everyone loves to say it, but actually,
No one actually.
yeah, but actually fucking follow it, because that's the mantra, man. That's actually how you get fucking good.
This kind of reminds me of when I was growing up and learning to play songs on the violin. Is we'd take like small little sections of measures that were ultra super freaking complicated, slow them the fuck down, and then just play them over and over and over and over again until we didn't fuck it up anymore. And then
Right.
you could play the whole thing. My dad actually, so he used to like sit down at the piano and plunk the songs along with us. And every single time we'd make a mistake, and the super easy ones especially, he'd be like, "Oh, start over. Oh, start over. Oh, start over." Anytime there was a mistake. And that also went for like the measure sections as well. Oh, start over. So I grew up with the mindset of slow repetition, muscle memory in music, and then that translated very well over to archery, and that's been translating very well for me over to shooting with the gun as I've been practicing. Because this is the 3rd month in a row that I've gone to the range and shot off upwards of 100 bullets. So
Nice. Like Anderson, the guy I was mentioning,
yeah,
wrote that book, Refinement and Repetition. His regimen is crazy town, but if you want to see marked improvement, it would be like somebody who's a physical fitness trainer, right? And they're your personal trainer on that level, where they're part dietitian, part they really know their way around a gym and what like work. Like, are you going for strength training? Are you going for endurance training? Are you going for muscle building? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and they know the difference of the exercises in terms of repetition and whatnot you should be doing for that. So they're part exercise person. They know those things at the gym. They're part dietitian and they're part motivational speaker, because that's the guy calling you at 6 a.m. going, "Yo, bro, what are you still doing in bed? I'm down here with an egg white smoothie. Get your ass out of bed. Come on, let's go, go, go." You know, it's time to get them gains, you know.
let's go.
Yeah, and believe me, movie studios pay a fuck ton of money to people that are good at that, because Gerard Butler didn't look like that before he got hooked up. You know what I'm saying?
No, he did not.
And he did not do that on his own. He got hooked up with a dietitian, and he got hooked up with a gym guy / motivational speaker.
I need that kind of guy in my life if I'm going to make this year work.
Weebo, I have thought about this. You know, you think about wealth, right? Like, you know, Elon Musk and so on and so forth, or Andrew Tate with his fucking Bugattis and shit.
He's actually only got 11. They only seized 11, by the way. Just don't want to put that out there.
His 11 what?
He's only got 11 Bugattis, not 33 like he claimed.
I had never even heard a number at all. Really? He claims to have 33?
Well, he had that whole spat on Twitter with Greta Thunberg, right? And
Okay.
that is what everyone credits as, like, having kicked off this whole being arrested thing, but obviously that's not the case. The investigation was happening well before that. Greta had nothing to do with it. It was just funny, the timing of everything. But he's like, "Oh, I have 33 Bugattis, and they're all gas-guzzling dinosaur thingies."
Right.
Right. Boo-boo. At a 19-year-old on the Twitterverse, was just so cringy coming from a 34-year-old adult male.
I
Anyway.
just straight up think he was clout chasing and didn't think it was going to turn into that, and fucked around and found out.
Well, still, so he's like,
Still,
33
you're right.
Bugattis, and he's like, give me your email so I can send you a list of all of them. And so that happens. He gets arrested. Everyone's like, "Oh, Pizzagate," because he had the video response where the pizza joint native to Romania was visible on the pizza box as he was like flexing on her in the video. And everyone's like, "Oh, pizza box gate." No, not actually. But so he gets arrested. And then, like, I think it was a week later, reports come out that the Romanian authorities had seized 11 of Andrew Tate's Bugattis, which leads me to suspect that he had grossly inflated that number.
I had, again, this is new information to me. He had property seized, but in this case, like absolutely his sports cars he had seized. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Seized property is, as you know, in America, is a challenge to get back. Can you imagine in fucking corrupt ass Eastern European Romania? I mean,
Posh the shit says he could have cars in other countries. He could. That's very possible. But it's funnier if I think about it like this.
Like, the deputy fire chief is driving your Bugatti, man. Like, this is fucking Romania. You know what I mean? The
You know those
maids
Bugattis are just getting dished out to all the authorities.
Yeah, man. It's like, oh, that's funny as fuck.
I would hate if it would happen to me, but it's funny that it's happening to him, especially after all the flexing that's been done. Anyway, sorry, we were talking about something else.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Chat, give us a hand here.
Chat.
Oh, we were talking about wealth. You said something about wealth.
Oh, yeah, wealth. Yeah, Bugattis and stuff. How about it? Like, yeah, I'd like to still do some of my own cooking, but imagine having the personal chef where it's like, okay, look, here are my requirements, right? I want everything to taste really, really good, and it can't make me fat. Go.
It can't make you fat, but it's like, it also can be like inflammatory, and it's got to be like non-processed, so like you're getting
right. You've got to go do the shopping. You've got to come up with the fresh veggies and the produce in general, and you know, I don't take no dry pasta, and this motherfucker, you need to make that shit from scratch. It like what you got that. That is a. So people think of like a sports car as luxurious, and it is. Mm-hmm. So you know, what is luxury? You know, that kind of thing. To me, the idea of having a chef that can prepare a meal a day or whatever, and then make other meals, like, yeah, and your lunch for tomorrow's in the fridge, and it's like, okay, thanks, Charlene, or thanks, Bruce, whatever, you know.
Private chef.
Yeah, that's a really super cool fucking luxury, man. Oh, and I never hear anybody brag on that. The only thing I ever hear people brag on are inanimate objects, you know what I mean? Gold, cars, houses, clothes.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's like, dude, how do you think I keep in shape like this? It's like, I got a chef that doesn't feed me empty calories. Everything is fucking delicious because they know their way around a fucking spice rack, yo. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I got a personal trainer who's, you know what I mean? And I got a personal trainer who works with my chef to make sure I'm getting like the balance of protein and carbs at the different times of day and so on and so forth. Like, shit, man, that would be impressive luxury to me that I would like to hear about. I don't want to see you sit down in your super zoom car that you can't drive anywhere in town without getting arrested because you just can't go that fast.
Right. I want to be that kind of a rich person.
Hold on for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, no. If I ever make it big and I have like all the freaking money that I could possibly want, I definitely am hiring a personal chef and a personal trainer and probably once a week cleaning service, maybe twice a week cleaning service, and maybe a personal assistant. Just so like there's an entire team of people around me that are supporting my success. Because I think that would be fantastic. I don't really need material items so much as I need a team. Because I'm only one woman. I can only do so much. Hi, kitty. Everyone say hi to Valentine. She has come up to say hi, and she's struggling now. Shadowclaw, I need to lose weight. Don't we all? I'm working on it. It's in process. I'm actually doing very well. I'm down 10 pounds from where I
that was something to come back to. I'm not even sure if my voice is going through.
Echo. Does that fix it?
Yeah, we were talking too much trash about.
Oh, and now I can't hear Polly. Fuck.
Yeah, it's all that trash we were talking about. Andrew Tate, the Matrix, decided to
Shit.
Oh, we can hear you, Polly. Okay, great. Well, that's good. Yes. I'll just do a one-man show over here. Yeah, anyway, that's my idea of luxury. Moving on. And you'd want the person to live in.
All right. Hang on. I think all of my audio got fucked up. And I don't think that they can hear you either. Desktop audio is no longer working. What the fuck? Desktop audio. How do I... Advanced... Properties? Okay.
It's good now. Apparently, I mean, we're both lighting up in Discord. Is it transferring through on your OBS? Do you see our levels lighting up?
Yeah, it is. So the issue I was running into is that the audio... the desktop audio, I guess it was getting captured. It was not getting captured by you. It was getting captured by... I don't know how to explain this. I plugged my headphones into a different aux output thing.
Yep.
And so that transferred the desktop audio, which means that I wasn't pointing correctly at the thing, and so I wasn't hearing you, or they weren't hearing you, but I was hearing you. Anyway, I don't know how that happened. I don't know what happened. I want to assume that it was Valentine's fault.
And Nurse Khaleesi's not wrong. Polly is indeed haunted by audio issues. And I bring them with me from stream to stream.
We started off so nice.
I know. It just... I don't know what I would feel so uncomfortable. I'd be a stranger in a strange land if the audio was working well.
Oh, and now I think... What the fuck?
Oh, Weebo, you got to stop sharing the application of OBS. You just...
I gotta stop sharing it.
All of OBS, but not shared as a screen, not an application.
Oh.
Because whenever I talk or you talk, more than just your image appears, the whole bottom portion with all of the volume levels and scenes and everything appears. And as soon as one of us stops talking, it disappears. So it's like flash, 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 flash. That'll give a motherfucker a seizure.
Sorry. I'm having all of the issues right now.
It's all right. It makes it DIY and charming, is what people tell me.
Charming it is. Yeah, I'm sure that audio issue was charming everybody.
Yeah.
Because when I listened to it, it sounded like death. That was the worst. I'm sorry, chat. I didn't mean to blow your eardrums to Kingdom Come. But that's just
somebody said the cat did it. Did the cat walk across the desk and something happened?
I
what
think
was the...
so, but I have no idea what she would have done.
My phone just rang and I picked it up and I had my headphones like around my neck.
Yeah.
And I'm talking on the phone and all of a sudden I hear this noise like around my neck and I'm like, what is Weebo crunching a paper bag? Because it was quiet because they were around my neck, right? And then when I got done on the phone, put my headphones on and I see chats lit up with my ears. Like it's
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And now I'm like, do I need a new cord? Which is fine if I do. I know exactly what kind of... Did I fuck it up? And now I can't hear Polly again. Fuck! Okay, I don't know what... Yeah, I think it is the cord.
Yes, you did. Turn the subtitle track on.
I'm working on it. I have a package from the people.
So Weebo's going to do an unboxing, and I am going to do color commentary over the top of it since we can't hear her.
Wait,
This should be fun.
You can't hear me? Can you not hear me? Are you sure?
Still can't hear her. No, it's fine. Go ahead. Open the box. We will. I'll do the color commentary.
Wait. They can hear me. You can't hear me.
Weebo's laughing because she doesn't want to open the new fleshlight that she bought from a discreet source online.
Is he fucking with me? Chat. Is he
No, now I can hear you. What did you just change? Okay.
Literally nothing. I did not change. I changed nothing. I just clicked on Discord, went to the audio input thing, and I clicked on it, and I clicked the same thing that it was selected, which was the Yeti microphone. And then I asked if you were fucking with me, and you're like, "Oh no, now we can hear you."
Right. When you said, "Are you fucking with me?" is when I heard you. Up until then. Okay, so Weebo will now be opening her sex toys from Wish.com. I told her not to proceed this way, but she wouldn't listen.
Sex toys from Wish.com. Do they actually have sex toys on Wish.com?
Not sold under that name. They're like, quote, personal vibrators or massage, individual massage units. But yeah, it's you know what they are.
That reminds me of a story I gotta tell you after I unbox it.
Like I said, you got a better memory than I do. Remind me after the show that I got to ask you about some perfectly legitimate things online. I'll remember.
Okay. And a gift for you. Enjoy your gift. It doesn't say who it's from. But okay. It's, guess what?
It's from Amazon?
Another box.
Nice.
Flashlights are great. Let's see.
What kind of camera are you running, Weebo?
This is the Logitech 1080.
920?
Yeah, the 1080p one. I think
How do you get it to refocus so quickly? That's awesome. How do you get that?
I'm just hot.
Why do I open opportunities like that? I don't. It's not like I met her last week.
It's been a few years.
Yeah.
Ooh. They're glass stopper thingies.
Oh, sweet. No, I know the things. Yeah. The little spice jars or sand jars or whatever.
I have a whole box of them.
How many?
12.
Are they rubber stoppers, cork stoppers?
They're cork stoppers, and they have little name tag thingies and twine that I can use.
Oh, nice. Those are the things that the fake witches sell their bullshit spells with on Etsy.
Oh my gosh, I could be a fake witch on Etsy with bullshit spells.
You could be a vegan witch on Etsy. There's several on YouTube, and they do quite well. Far and I have watched the videos. All you got to do is put some a lock of hair in there, a little bit of twine, a random stick from your backyard, some various herbs, and say it's the makings of a low magic vegan spell that's gender inclusive and sustainable.
Potentially. I actually think
Wicca's bullshit. Go.
I think this was actually supposed to be a nameless thief, because a nameless thief present, because I put these on the nameless thief wish list because I had a fantastic, wacky collab idea several months ago when Thorn was still the orc, and it was basically got milk, and it was like the idea was essentially I would grab a whole bunch of weird milks, like avocado milk or avocado milk or like almond milk or nut milk or whatever, just a whole bunch of milks, and I'd put them each in a vial, and then I'd like label them on the bottom, and she wouldn't know what milk it was, but she'd have to guess what kind of milk it was. But we'd be in character, so obviously I'd be trolling her the whole time, and it would have been hilarious. But
That
now I have to find an alternative use for them.
okay, I have an alternative suggestion.
Okay.
And as a in writing rooms when they call it a dummy model, where it's like not this thing, but something along the lines of this thing, just to get an idea out there. Now let's riff off of this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's okay, dummy model. So you're not supposed to take what the person's saying as dead serious, just a skeleton of an idea.
Right.
There's something to be said for what you just said in terms of a blind taste test of like a flight of different milks. I would like to see Super Nintendo. All you got to do, right, is get almond milk, soy milk, like, because they can all be bought in the short cartons, right? So you don't got to spend a fuck ton of money, right? I mean, almond milk, soy milk, what else is there? Cashew milk? I hope not.
Cashew milk, almond milk.
Is there?
Pistachio milk, probably. There is avocado milk. I'm not kidding you. I saw it at the store. I took a picture of it.
And then skim, and then 1, 2, and 3%, like jazz like that, right?
Yeah.
And then goat's milk, whatever you can get your hands on, basically, that's in a small enough container and it's not outrageously expensive.
All of the milks.
All of the milks, except for the one forbidden milk that you just don't drink that.
Milk of the penis.
Okay, 2 milks that are verboten and should not be drunk.
Wait, what was the other milk?
From the one that only babies should be having.
Polly, if it's good enough for babies.
Or babies.
It's good enough for everybody. Get over your antiquated notions.
Your antiquated notions.
This is the current year, folks. If we as adult people cannot drink breast milk.
I'm just and then have Super Nintendo. Okay, look, here's some post-it notes. Numbers 1 through 5. Here's what they actually all are. Rearrange the post-it notes and write down on a list which is what. And then I'm going to try and correctly guess. That is some classic YouTube material that you just drinking and trying to select them properly and then seeing what's what. That's actually like a 50,000 view video right there because it's YouTube. I'd watch it to see if you could tell the difference and to see what happens when you gag when you drink avocado milk.
Okay. I don't know how I would do that with keeping his
riff off
anonymity.
Charlie, do a milk tier list.
Milk tier list?
Yeah. He does tier lists all the time. Hot pepper tier list, celebrity tier list, pizza tier list, chicken nugget tier list.
I like the idea of me guessing the milk. But, how would we be keeping him anonymous is the question. I could put a burqa on him.
You could put a...
Like a whole burqa. Cover up his face and everything.
Okay.
Cat.
Mailbox and Weebo. Do milk tier list.
Alright, well someone has to send me a burqa though. Alright? I can't do this milk tier list until I get a burqa.
Don't you have a dark sheet?
No, I need an actual burqa now.
No, you don't need an actual burqa.
No, now that I've had the idea, I need a burqa. I need my fiance to present me with the assorted milks in a burqa for the audience's viewing pleasure, Polly. It would be fantastic. Like, you want to talk about top tier YouTube quality content, there it is. It would be the ultimate power move.
Well, I mean, if you definitely want to get him in the video, I mean, really what you need is just the second person to arrange the flights for you. When we're doing vodka, especially wine, bourbon flights back in the day, the only way to know if you actually like something is to pick it blind out of a flight. Otherwise, you're drinking the label, as the saying goes, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because there's a psychological influence there. But the whole point is you have to switch around blind, but somebody has to do the ordering, meaning some everybody uninvolved. And since Nintendo's right there, I mean, he doesn't necessarily need to be in the video, but if you really want to dress him up in a burqa, I guess you can.
I just think it would be funny. But like I could just dress him up in any sort of like disguise you wear, where he's not like visible at all, and it would be funny regardless. Because I'm not going to explain in the video at all. It's just gonna be presented without explanation.
Yeah.
Because that's half the funny. The other half of the funny is obviously when he presents me with nut milk, and then I go, "What kind of nut milk, dear?"
Yeah. Jesus. And once you've done that, I mean, the next blind flight, flying blind, Weebo, there, gifting the name to you, flying blind with Weebo Jones, because it's a flight. You see, get it, and it's blind. It's
flighting blind.
Weebo, you can't call it jerking off dicks on live, okay? That's just not gonna go. Okay, get off of the nut thing. God's sake.
I did. I did. Milk up the peaches. Should that be the title of this stream?
No! My God, no!
But we're speedrunning.
I'll copyright strike it, for fuck's sake. I've never done it before. I don't even know how to, but I'll find out how, damn it. No, the next thing would be doing wine. You're a wine mom in training.
I'm completely sober, I swear.
No, I mean right now. I mean for flying blind or doing like the blind flights.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if it's actually your favorite until you pick it out of a flight. Now, if 5 wines, 4 wines, 5 is better, but 4 will work.
Naturally.
If you're lucky, if you're very lucky, the one that you pick as your favorite is the least expensive and the most readily available.
Isn't that typically how it goes? The best
Well,
wines
yeah.
I've ever had been the cheapest ones.
Because but did you like it because it was cheap? How do you know if you didn't drink it blind? Like, you know,
I think it has to do with the assorted bugs that were mushed in there with the grapes.
It added a certain piquant that I like.
It's got a nutty flavor. There's some protein in here. I can
that
tell.
right there should be the logo for the series, the Italian fingers.
No, I feel like this is too adjacent to a white power symbol. Sorry. Whew. This is disgusting, says Assassin of the Grey. Well, yes.
I mean, I'd do it, but I've got a face for radio. Nobody wants to see a
I disagree.
Fat, balding, tooth missing, reflected visage man drinking wine.
Some people are into that, Polly.
Well,
I'll have you know.
I remember the first time I turned on my camera and you covered your face like Julius Caesar being stabbed by the senators. I
couldn't bear to bask in the visage of your radiance, Polly. It's too glorious. I'm in a goofy mood. That means it's time for bed.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. We're like 10 minutes away from the 2-hour mark.
Good judgment is fading rapidly. I can sense it.
Naturally. Oh, he was articulating an exchange between myself and Super Nintendo. Gotcha, Gray.
So, a few questions, wrap it up.
Yeah, let's...
If you have any questions, chat, now's the time. Put some question marks after so we know. Because Weebo doesn't like to read her own chat because she's, self-involved like that.
Polly, I'm not self-involved. I'm involved in our conversation, all right? It's always so interesting to me.
It's verbally immersed, and I regret nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially around 10 minutes ago. When we were coming up with ideas for those stoppery things.
For the what things?
The glass vials with the cork stoppers.
Right.
Have I checked my P.O. box? I have. I did. That was not within like the last 3 weeks because I got a little bit busy. You see, I got engaged and then Christmas was literally at the same time. And then
What is the so what is the actual date of the engagement?
Christmas Eve.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta put aside the veneer of cold, cynical, bitter anger that I've inculcated in self over years. That's adorably awesome.
Mm. And he did
The anniversary of your engagement is Christmas Eve. That's priceless.
Yes. And he did it in front of my entire family during
Oh,
the grab bag
wow.
gift.
Heroic too. Did he ask your father?
He did. He asked my father and my brother like
What?
3 months prior.
Fucking up top, Nintendo. Well done.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He had been.
I'd be
planning
afraid
it
to ask Chad, Dad. I
since
wouldn't be afraid. I'd be anxious though.
Yeah, that's fair. He can be a little intimidating. There's a reason we call him the drill sergeant, or at least I've referred to him as the drill sergeant. But yeah, so it was okay. All right. So the story is, we show up for Christmas Eve. My brother is like 6 hours away in the UP, and he's like contemplating whether or not to come home, and he's deciding at the last minute, like we're about to leave. He's like, all right, I'm gonna drive down. He's gonna drive the whole 6 hours to get there by Christmas Eve, like the end of Christmas Eve, to the family party. Which it's not just me, my father, his wife, who we're calling mom now, by the way. My brother, my grandmother, second cousins, uncles, my godparents, like everyone is at the family party. It's probably 30 strong people. And we get there. And my brother is coming down still, and so it's a constant countdown to see when he gets there, and we're saving him food for when he gets there. He doesn't get to the house, I think, until like 10. But I call him like half an hour before he gets there, and I go, "Where you at, little bro?" And he goes, "I'm like half an hour away. I'm half an hour out. We're gonna get there." And so I go, "Okay, well, we'll wait to do the grab bag gift until you get here." And little do I know, but he was like this close to, because he knew it was happening that day. He was this close to going congratulations to me when I called immediately, but he waited, luckily for me to say something first, because otherwise he would have blown the whole thing, right? So he gets there. We're in the basement playing Magic, I think, just waiting, and then we finally get to go do the grab bag gift, and it's at the end of the grab bag gift session, when everyone already has their presents, and all of the stealing is done. Super Nintendo walks into the middle of the room, and he goes, I want to thank you all for welcoming me into your family. The whole, like, speech prepared, I guess he blacked out midway through and didn't finish it. And then he finishes his speech, turns around, gets on one knee, and then shows me the box and goes, full name, Weebo, Jones, will you marry me? I have a video, actually. I have the whole thing on video.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Because we had friends there, too, and he had one of our friends start filming before he walked into the middle of the room. So.
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason why he did it on that day, as opposed to, like, literally any other day or at any other time, is because it was Christmas Eve 7 years ago that he was introduced to the rest of the family. And family's very important in the family, so, to me. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. The balls on that, man. And it was a big weekend, too, because 2 days later, we had dinner with the parents for the first time. They were meeting. So he was super nervous about that and about the proposal. So he came home after the dinner with the parents and crashed. Oh, I forgot the best part. Immediately after he proposed, he started referring to me as his ex-girlfriend. We show up to his parents' house, and he reintroduces me as his ex-girlfriend.
That is epic. I'm pocketing that one. I'm gonna use that one.
Just don't overuse it, because he definitely did.
It's only funny if people get angry.
I'm the only one getting angry.
That's funny as hell. No, but that is epic. Now you guys got like what a great night to have for it too. Christmas Eve, and double meaning to it. On top of it, just being at a Christmas Eve is now yours in a very special way. That's sweet, man.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Okay, you've all made us feel very, very lonely. Well accomplished.
Sorry.
All right.
We got 4 minutes left. I can top that, actually. No, I'm just kidding. I cannot top that. But yeah, that was how it happened. So I answered Daniel Fullman's question because he asked that in the chat. Because I know everyone was super, super curious. But I was actually really impressed that he asked both Weebo and Chad Dad. Like, he did it at the same time. It was during Lumberjack weekend in, I think it was October that happened. Which is obviously when you want to have that conversation, is when everyone's super shit-faced out of their brains and wielding chainsaws and hydraulic presses. The most manliest of weekends.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
All right, well, there it is. Why don't we go ahead and wrap it up now and get set up for tell them when they can see us next and find us next and things of that sort of nature.
Well, I'm planning on being here next Sunday, if you are, Polly.
I am, actually.
Excellent.
Get back on the schedules.
The schedules?
Yeah.
Alright. Then we will see the chat back here. Same time. Or not. Yeah, same time. 7-ish. Same place. Sunday evening, the 15th, right? Yeah, 15th of January. Same place, same otter, same face.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to show before then?
Just AAA throughout the week. We did Drunkles today. On Wednesday is the best AAA of the week over on my channel at YouTube/Polydub. Beginning at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island. It's the best time of the week. And then Sinatra's channels on Friday, and I guess it's all right.
Didn't he get into
And then if you're bored and you need some background stuff, we did a 5.5-hour noir bar on Saturday night.
Another
Which what's that? No, I mean, like, if you're bored and you need something to listen to, you can go check out on my channel. The last video that's up is our noir bar from the night before last, which was like I said, a 5.5-hour noir bar where we got steadily drunk. Me and Sam for about the first hour, and then Sinatra came through, and then Sinatra was way up past pumpkin time and loaded as hell, so he stumbled off. We should have probably called it quits at that point, but Sam and I kept going for another hour, and I got progressively more loaded, and it just it was a hell of a time.
I'm glad you guys had fun.
Yeah, but it's that audience is a really fun late night audience to hang out with. So
Shh, my phone just vibrated.
So yeah, that's all I got to show.
All right, cool. I just have a video that I just posted this last Saturday, and it's very good, might I say. And then I'm gonna be working on the Valentine's Day video coming up here shortly. potentially with an upload in between that, if I can swing it. If not, it'll be after the fact, but I do have 2 videos planned in the works, so that'll be fun. And then some review stuff that I am still contemplating whether or not I want to post them to the main channel or the side channel, so I will figure that out when I have the opportunity to. In the meantime, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Have a good rest of your week.
Have a good night, everybody.